Welcome to the Best Bulls Ranch, Season 2, Episode 33, Mastering Line Breeding for Top Bulldogs, plus essential safety tips, and Milkman's Adventure. Stay tuned, this episode's packed full of good stuff. So I've gone over this a lot in the past, line breeding, all that stuff, but I'm going to go over a couple other things. And specifically that you're not just breeding for a structure, and that's not the first thing you look at. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but to breed properly, sometimes it's going to take, years and years and years to get the result you want. Hence, like how DaBestBulls Ranch, DaBestBulls started, and how now we are, and have super nice dogs, and we're super consistent. But sometimes, and remember my thing about being a breeder, if you're a good breeder, is breeding for health, temperament, structure, functionality, every single breeding. And of course you want all those aspects to be up there, but sometimes you'll have one that's a little bit higher than the other, but you don't really want one that's really bad either, or two that's really bad. You want them to be pretty even, if not better. So for example, sometimes you'll have a dog that maybe is not the best thickness, but still really good structure, amazing health, amazing breathing, amazing movement, and temperament. So right there, you'll breed that dog with another dog that's very good, but then also has maybe exceptional structure. So there has to be a level though or a bottom to where you'll breed at, you know what I mean? Like, it's very, very hard and very relative, and that's why, like, good breeders are very rare, and when you see them, you know that that's a good breeder. But like, let's say like you had 1 through 10. So, and 5 is average. So if you're gonna breed a dog, it has to be on every aspect above average. Like, if you're trying to improve. So you're looking at every aspect, health, temperament, functionality, structure, let's see those 4. You want every one of those to be a 6. And sometimes you have a dog that's, a 6 in everything, but maybe functionality a 10. That dog is a crazy asset, because now you're gonna use that dog to breed to maybe a dog that's 6s across the board, or has a 6 or maybe even a 5 structure, and the rest was like 6. And then you go from there. I hope I'm not confusing you. But so again, we have structure, health, temperament, functionality. Health, temperament, functionality, those ones are the most important. Structure could be a 5, and these ones could be a 6. And then you would just breed the structure to a dog that is, higher on structure. And that's why, to breed properly, breed correctly, you have to have a big arsenal. In this day and age, you don't need to have 1 million dogs, because now, we can ship, the sample, the semen from Georgia to Colorado to Canada, all those things. So you can use other studs and produce that, but still at the same time to produce really quality dogs and bring in the best lines possible, and the strongest lines, strongest lines requires multiple lines. You need multiple dogs. Like, you need to use this female to Escobar, and then those puppies are gonna be great, but then that those puppies bred to Milkman are bred to DePo, or somebody that's gonna make the perfect puppies. And you're hoping perfect, you're hoping better every day in every way to get better with structure, functionality, temperament, health, everything, every single breed. And I can't stress that enough. So this is an amazing example. Gamora, come. Gamora, she's one of my first girls. Come over here, sit, up. Good girl. Up. Walk. My baby. That's Gamora. So Gamora, amazing temperament. One of my smartest dogs ever. Health, functionality, structure is great. She's small. She's a little thin, and just like every dog has their pros and cons. Her worst feature is, in my opinion, she needs a bigger face. She is a female, but Gamora, come. Gamora, here. She's so funny. Gamora, sit. Good. She doesn't have a good rope, right? She's the best Bulls OG. I've produced way better than her now. Better, the same as her, but better structure. Because she's, in my opinion, Gamora, come. And she's retired, by the way. But in my opinion, Gamora is perfect every way except structure. Like if you're doing my rating system, 10 in temperament, 10 in health, 10 in functionality, and then another thing, which is temperament related, but its own 10 in brains. That's a funny thing. People like think that just because the dog can listen, like Gamora listen, that she's smart. That's not why I think Gamora's smart. I think Gamora's smart because I see her do smart things. Like look at, she's over there right now, like hunting stuff down. She's funny. Gamora, come. She does intelligent things, like figures out how to do stuff. She can be stuck and I tell her how to come here, she'll run back here through this, come around. She's really smart. So I love that because I want smart dogs, I want healthy dogs, I want functional dogs. And so what's her flaw? And a lot of people would be scared to show her off. Her flaw is that, that she doesn't have the best face and she doesn't have good rope. But she's a purebred English Bulldog, she's blue tri Merle, she's amazing. Gamora, come here, you're too high, come here, just sit. Gamora, sit, stay, stay. She's amazing. Her only flaw, which is the least important for producing top dogs, is the structure, and it's easy to get if you already have structure. So a dog like her, bred to Escobar, who has great stuff. Gamora, come. Gamora, come. Gamora, come. Sit, baby. A dog like her is amazing because she's a 10 health, 10 temperament, 10 functionality, 10 smarts, a 5 in structure. Who cares? We'll breed to Escobar, we'll get 10 structures, and then we'll get 10 on everything else too as well. This dog right here, Gamora, is one of the foundations to DaBestBulls Ranch. Please, no! And she's because she's gotten us to like, we're trying to get rid of the stereotype Bulldogs can't go upstairs and stuff. Gamora has run miles with me. When I used to fight professionally in training camp, she would run next to me, like miles. Because I would run like 30 minutes a night, she would run 30 minutes with me every night. Like, she's amazing. She is like, so a dog like this is awesome, And then you take her to a dog like King Escobar, and King, come. And you have amazing stuff. King, come. So you take her to something like this, and you're set. This is how you do it. Right, King? You got stuff on you. He has a little eye booger. Gamora, get out of there. But yeah, so you take a dog like this to Gamora, crazy structure, 10 structure, and you're good to go. It's funny too because I had someone recently not want a DeChamp pup over Escobar. And in my opinion, DeChamp is better than Escobar. Like, if you're taking the rating system, okay, I've never done this before. We give Escobar a 10 on structure. We give him, I don't know, either, it's like too hard. I'm trying to do all the things, there's like 5 different factors. But anyway, Escobar's really good, but DeChamp's better. He's crazy structure. He's faster, he's more agile, he's more functionally sound. Temperament-wise, they're both amazing. Brains-wise, they're both the same as far as what I can see. But anyway, like that's what we're producing better and better. So Escobar's amazing, but I'm making better than Escobar. Real quick, so just to make a point, that Chia, our super nice female, is a production of Escobar times Gamora. And yes, it just proves my point that we bred top dog to top dog, both of them solid, not weak anywhere. If anything, maybe Gamora a little bit in the face and head, but that's why we bred her to an Escobar who fixes that. And because of that, we produced a better, more functional, crazy good structure, good temperament, smart dog. I'll give you another example, okay? Be right back. DeChamp, come. And then we got DeChamp, who's solid everywhere. And that's the amazing thing about having studs of this quality and years of production, is that I can, so look at, just like I was saying, look how athletic this boy is. Amazing temperament, athletic, great. He's still young, so he's gonna get thicker and better. But a dog like him, taken to any dog, he just fell down. A dog like him, taken to any dog, come here, Champ. He's so pumped up though. So honestly, he's like 10 on everything, other than the fact that I think he gets a little bit too hyper around new people. So I'd like to take him to hey, please, no! I'd like to take him to a calmer dog. So another, Escobar-ish kind of dog. I wouldn't take him to an Escobar dog, but you know what I mean. But a dog like this, you take him to any dog and you're gonna get better. So now the goal is when you take him to a female, is that female is just not weak anywhere, and he's gonna do the work. But honestly, hey, enough! Honestly, DeChamp's not a good one to do this because he's has no weaknesses. So it's not like I have to breed him to someone that's gonna make him better. I just gotta breed him with someone that's gonna make the whole line better. That's why the Champ's such an asset. Right, Champ, let's go back in your pen. He listens, never trained, he just listens. Champ, go in your pen. Go in your pen. Look at him, now he's not gonna listen. The Champ, don't make me sad. Come on, go in your pen. Go in your pen, go. The Champ, go. Go, look at that. I mean, so a dog like that, like the Champ, like Escobar, they're like fixer dogs. They'll fix everything because they have all those aspects. And that's why, you know, we're known for what we're known, and that's why we're so consistent in production, is because, I mean, I'm taking the Champ, his lines are amazing, and then he's amazing, and taking him to another female, and even if that female has a 6 here and a 6 here, he's gonna elevate both those levels. So then, so like right there, you got to see the athleticism of Gamora with the frame of Escobar in the Champ, and that's what we're doing. Like, that's my goal. You know, I want the healthiest. Hey, come on, Sugar Man, stop. Sugar, I'll take Sugar out in a second. We'll show you Sugar. And Sugar, again, another asset. But that's where you get all those things combined, and that's my goal, is to produce healthy, good structure, functional dogs. All those things all wrapped in one, and better. Like, we're gonna produce better than the Champ. I know he says he's perfect, but he's not. We can get better structure, health, temperament, and functionality. Make him faster, make him run 40 miles per hour. I'm just joking, but let's take out Sugar Man. Be right back. And then you got dogs like Sugar Man, you know, and so like the other aspect too is once you have those key things down, Sugar Man's gonna be tiny, right? He's what, going on 8 months now. He looks amazing, he's gonna get better and better. You take a dog like Sugar Man that's gonna be very small, or a Milkman that's very small. President, stop it. And you take him to a dog that maybe a little bit bigger, but has other attributes that you want, and you get smaller with good attributes, all those things. So it's a science, and it takes a long time. That's why producing good dogs and good things that take years and years to do, because you don't get to see results. Like, I don't get to see Sugar Man, how amazing he is, for about 2 years. I don't get to see 2 years of him moving and running, 2 years of his attitude, 2 years of his structure, seeing his end structure, because we don't know what he's gonna look like at the end. And then at 2 years, I'm like, okay, Milkman's great. Let's breed him to this dog, but since I know Sugar Man's parents, and let's see what this produces. And if we get better, okay, let's wait 2.5 years now for that, you know? And it's a long time, you know? So just to produce 1 or 2 generations is years and years, but once you get going and you establish like a good foundation, like using Gamora. President, please! I'm sorry. He wants to come out. And then you go up from there. Sugar, come. I'm gonna take out Fury. So Fury, again, he's a very, very loving, amazing dog, Escobar's brother. But around people, he gets super excited. And so like when you're talking about, hey buddy, hey my buddy, my buddy. When you're talking about breeding properly and breeding to improve the breed and everything, you wanna look at every aspect. So like I wanna look at, in a nice way, sorry, he just jumped on the camera. In a nice way, I wanna look at, Fury, come on. In a nice way, I wanna look at, come on, show me your food. I wanna look at everything, his pros, his cons. So he's crazy functional, super sweet. Like I've said before, Fury is probably my best behaved boy. Fury, come. Fury is going in your pen. Like, he's just naturally amazingly behaved. Hence, why do you think you saw the Champ acting so good when I told him to go in his pen? It's like automatically the Champ is related to Fury, and he has Fury's characteristics. Now, Fury's weak point is that he gets very hyper around people, and that's like me being nitpicky, because it's really not a weak point. So then maybe I would just breed him with a dog that's like a little calmer, like a female that's calmer, you know, because Fury structurally, health, temperament, functionality is amazing. Obviously I want to try to improve all those things, but also I want to look at little details too that are Fury's negatives and Fury's cons. I don't really have much on negatives on Fury. Like I've said, he's an asset because has all those levels really high, but at the same time, he's like his temperament is like a level 100. Like, he's just so well behaved. Zero dog aggression, zero human aggression, and just listens like immediately. Like, people ask me, "Oh, you train him so well." It's like, yeah, right. I didn't even do anything to train him, you know. President, stop. Like President, those of you that know President, my tiny little micro boy, I'll take him out in a second. He has a little bit of an attitude. So you want to make sure to breed him with a dog that doesn't have an attitude. It's not bad, but he definitely has more of an attitude. I'll take him out and we'll show him. He's cocky and like he's funny, but he's tiny. And he's gonna produce tiny micro bulldogs. He's a true micro. But I have to be careful I don't breed with another dog with a bad attitude, because then that's how you get an actual real bad attitude. Present doesn't have a bad attitude, but it's not as good if I'm being nitpicky as Fury, you know? So just common sense, looking at your dog, every good thing about them, and picking apart every bad thing. Present, come here. They love Cowboy, the video guy. Present, come here, buddy. Present, come. Also about Present, come. Hey, Present, come. Present, come. Come here. Present, come on, let's go. I'm not gonna put you away. Present, come. Also about Present, if you notice right there, look at that. Look at how many times I had to call him versus the other ones, the most. And he loves me. He's super attached to me. He's 3 years old, tiny little boy, but he doesn't listen the best naturally, because that's just what he is. But he still behaves really well. And I'm never breeding a dog that's aggressive to a dog that's not aggressive, because a dog that's like a level 1 aggressive, meaning like very aggressive, shouldn't be bred. It's bad. You know. Now, is he more aggressive than Fury? 100%. Is Fury a level 10 on aggression rate? Yes, he's amazing. Like as far as like being good. Is Present a level 6? 1 being the worst? Yeah. So that being said, I want to make sure I focus even more on making his offspring to a chiller female. And I know this gets crazy, and you can go down the rabbit hole like craziness. If you want to ignore it, just ignore it. But I'm just doing this to help teach breeders and other people on how to breed better, and also how to educate you. So when you're picking your puppy, you know that you're getting them from someone, and you're asking the right questions and maybe dissecting what I'm saying, so you can understand better too. You know what I mean? But that's why it takes like a crazy mind and a methodical approach to it, that you're always trying to get all these levels, the structure, health, temperament, functionality, to 10. And in my opinion, it's like never gonna happen, because 10's perfect and never gonna be perfect. And like I said before, like a good breeder, a good athlete, a good business person, a good everything is never gonna feel like they did enough. And they're always gonna feel like they could do more and do better. And that's how I feel with everything I do. Obviously, I'm conscious. I know that everything's going well, but at the same time, I want to get better every day in every way, and that's what you should do. You know, otherwise, there's no point of doing what you're doing. If you don't want to get better at the thing you're doing, then you probably should move on to the next, or you master that and you're done. And I don't think we ever really master anything in life. I definitely haven't mastered dogs and bulldogs, and I'm gonna keep on trying. Let me know in the comments what you think, and stay tuned for the full video. At the end, we have some really cool stuff with the Milkman. Also, be extra aware of scammers. Scammers are a huge problem. We're probably one of the most impersonated dog people in the world. You guys can hit me up 24/7. My number's 305-393-2225. I love you all. I'm always here for you, and stay tuned. So the first one is the harness. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's a very common mistake that I see brachycephalic dog owners make. And with them having a shorter snout and their airways being slightly more constricted than obviously a German Shepherd or something of that nature. So for safety reasons, you want to use a harness. It's way better on the dog. And for bulldogs, it's way better on them, because if you pull them, yank them, it doesn't cause any kind of trauma to their neck, doesn't hurt them. And then for bulldogs, it's not necessary for bulldogs to be like leash trained really, because they're already amazing. Like they just want to follow you. Like 99.99% of bulldogs, I've never had a bulldog that wants to pull me and is bad. All mine are very nice and docile and just want to be with me. So just put them on a leash, hold the harness, and they're good. And if they get out of the way a little bit, you just tug them back. But so you don't really need that much control, and that's why you use like a collar or a choke collar to control a dog, like a bigger dog. Bulldog's not necessary. I strongly recommend not using a collar, only using harnesses for bulldogs. And this is one of our new micro boys, DaPo or Da Potato. Look at Sugarman is getting jealous. He's tiny, full grown, going on a year next month, and only getting better. Gonna get a bigger head, thicker, everything like that. But he's full grown. But this is the harness. It's a little loose on him, but it's way better because you have this handle. You can grab the dog, pick him up, doesn't hurt him at all. And then if you have the leash on it, you tug on him, it doesn't rip on his neck. Just important to make sure it's fitted. He's getting scared. To be honest, I've never put a harness on him. Come on, Pope. I've never put a harness on him. I don't really do harnesses. I mean, I do harnesses if I need to, but I don't really do like leashes or anything on my dogs. My dogs always follow me, so I don't really care. But with bulldogs too, like let's say you have a 40-pound bulldog, 35-pound bulldog, they probably need like an extra large harness. The harnesses run small. Come on, show off. Anyway, this is a harness. I always recommend harness over collar. Way better. Come on, poke him. Number 2 is heat. Be very careful with all dogs, especially your bulldogs, with heat. If it's very hot out, you monitor them. You never let your dog outside or in a hot environment without monitorization. Even if your dog's chilling, it's like, oh, he'll just go or she'll just go lay down in the shade and drink water. Maybe they see a rat. Maybe they see something. I've said this before, but in hot climates, never leave your dog unmonitored, and always, as soon as, err on the side of caution. If you see the dog breathing hard, take the dog in. No reason to stress a dog out and risk those kind of things. And then number 3 is weight. Sounds common sense, but keep your dog's weight down. You are the owner. You're a full dictator in this situation, and if you love your dog truly, you will keep your dog's weight down. And I know people want to overfeed their dog, feed their dog tons of scraps and do those things because they love their dog. But if you make your dog fat, you're now putting more pressure on the joints. You're putting more pressure on the lungs, on the heart, on heat, on everything. There's no reason for your bulldog to be overweight. A tiny pound or two over, just to keep a little fluff is fine. But do not overfeed your dog. That's so bad, shortens the health, does so many bad things. And if you want to know more about diet, nutrition, everything, make sure you watch the rest of my DaBestBulls episodes, and also stay tuned for the rest of this episode. We got some cool stuff coming at the end. Question number 1: can you breed mini bulldogs to standard bulldogs? Super good question. By the way, all these questions are good, whether you're super knowledgeable or not. I don't take any questions like, oh, that's a dumb question or whatever. They're all good questions, especially if they're asked in a good, with a good mindset, good sense. So don't ever think I'm going to judge you or other people are going to judge you. I love all my supporters, all my followers. I'm always going to try to help you out and answer all the questions. And that's why I also do recommend follow the page, look at all the stuff because we answer those questions. But let's get into it. Can you breed mini bulldog to standard bulldog? It's a really good question, super commonly asked question to me. And the answer is yes. You can. That's exactly how mini bulldogs started. The mini is smaller than standard. So if you breed mini to standard, you will get some mini possibly, some standard possibly, maybe a mix in between. It depends on the lines, depends on how solid the lines are of the mini, how solid the lines are of the standard. And there's a lot of variation there, but you'll get that. It's also recommended if you're going to breed mini to standard that you have, it's better to breed standard female to mini male because the mini male obviously is smaller. It's gonna put puppies in the female that are smaller. It's gonna be less pressure on her versus if you did a mini female to a standard male. Even though their C-section is still easier to breed and better for the female to breed mini or micro male to standard or whatever female. I hope that answers your question. And always ask questions if you don't know the answer, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Question 2: raw feeding. Do you feed your dogs raw food? Why do you not feed your dogs raw food? Anything about raw food. Me personally, I've tested raw feeding to my bulldogs multiple times and multiple bulldogs. And as a whole, I do not believe in it because bulldogs are not wolves. They are way far descendants of wolves. So they lack a lot of those things. They're domesticated. They lack a lot of the digestion things that wolves have naturally because wolves are wild animals. Bulldogs are not. Never were. They're domesticated. They've never even been like that, so they lack some of those things. If you do have a bulldog and it's doing well in raw, keep it on raw. But I know if you take 10 bulldogs, which my experience, I've tried multiple times with different styles of raw feeding, spending the most money I could possibly spend because I want my dogs just to eat the best and be the healthiest, that if you take 10 bulldogs, 4 to 5 of them don't do well on raw. So I don't do it. I do a mixture of kibble, a mixture of super wholesome ingredients, superfoods, and things like that, and my bulldogs do amazing. So proofs in the pudding, my bulldogs do amazing. If your bulldogs do amazing on what you're doing, then keep it going. If your bulldog's not doing amazing on what you're doing, change it up. Question number 3. Hi, my Bulldog is 20 weeks. How far should I walk him on a daily basis? This is a great question and extremely relative. And if your Bulldog wants to walk, then walk your Bulldog. But like I've said many times before, Bulldogs are not a dog that you have to really mandatorily take for exercise. They're not a working dog. They don't crave it. They like to move. They like to get fresh air. They like to be happy. They like to play. They like. But how far you should walk your 20-week-old Bulldog is going to depend on a bunch of things, a bunch of factors. Weather, your Bulldog, their structure, their health, their functionality, and then common sense. And I mean that in no disrespectful way. Common sense is like, do you see him or her laboring a lot when you get to this point? Like, you don't want your Bulldog to be laboring like crazy. It should be comfortable and nice and fun for them. You want them to enjoy it. If you see them laboring, breathing hard, all this stuff, then you went too far probably, you know? So test it out. Every dog's different. And it's a very relative question. Common sense and err on the side of caution always. Hi all, I have a question. Is anyone else having trouble with their EB chewing at walls? Any advice on how to stop it? That's a great question. And so the first year of Bulldogs, the puppy stage with pretty much all dogs, is they will chew. And it's important with Bulldogs to get from a good line of Bulldogs with good temperament, because it makes it easier to train them and they are going to naturally be better genetically. And then environmentally, you want to make sure you train your Bulldog to only chew on the things you give them. Safe chewing things. You want to discipline your dog, tell them no, not give them the opportunity to do this and chew on those things. So maybe when you're not there, your dog's crated, which is totally fine, in a comfortable crate with their chew toy. And when you're home, your dog is watched, so they can immediately be reprimanded if this happens. You can reprimand in any style you want, but you have to pick a style of how you're going to train your dog and stick to it. And then also, too, one thing that I've learned, you can put hot sauce on the edge of things if they continue to chew on a certain spot, and that will sort of teach them as well, too. But then they'll just learn the smell, and they won't chew on things that have the smell. But so the biggest thing is to train them from the beginning. Here's your chew toys. These are not your chew toys. And only chew on your chew toys. And then use your reprimanding techniques as well, too. And that's it. But yeah, the puppy stage is hard. Usually after a year old, the Bulldogs stop that kind of stage if you have been staying with them and training them. And honestly, if you start early, you shouldn't have this problem. Hi everyone, this is my 6-month-old Dexter. He doesn't have much of a tail pocket. We wipe him down every day, but since yesterday, he's acting like it's hurting him. When we try to clean him there, it looks a bit red. It's obvious a problem is starting there. I know this question has been asked a million times on the site, but where did I lose? But can you guys answer it one more time? What do I do? Thank you in advance. So great question, the tail pocket. Tail pocket, first and foremost, try to do your research before you get a Bulldog. Check the puppy, they don't have a tail pocket. Check that it doesn't run in Bulldog's lines. It's a genetic thing. You never want to deal with that. That's number one. Number two, when you have tail pockets, in this case, that sounds like the dog is irritated there, but doesn't really have a tail pocket, and they clean it every day, which sucks for them because you don't want to have that tail pocket thing. But if the dog doesn't really have a tail pocket and it's getting red there, it's probably because the dog's rubbing there. And it could be a sign of parasites. It could be a sign of worms and the dog's rubbing their butt. And that's why you're getting that problem. And also the tail pocket might not be cleaned right, and you probably want to rinse it with water and put some kind of antibiotic on there as well too. And then obviously watch your dog. Sometimes people are overreacting and things like that. But yeah, redness and itching and stuff like that is not a good thing. You can also get some anti-itch shampoo, but definitely check parasites and things like that. Just wondering if anyone has ever experienced reoccurring bladder stones with their Bulldog. Kobe has bladder stone removal surgery April and is showing signs they are now back again. We have done everything that was recommended by the vet since his surgery. He's been on all the other stuff. I'm gonna keep it going, the vet, all the thing. Anyway, let's get into this. So, the bladder stones, if the vet recommends something, I would like to see all what the vet recommended for the bladder stones as far as the food and everything like that goes. But it is important if you have a dog that's prone to that or gets that. It could be diet related, or it could, and on top of that, most likely genetically related. So again, it's very important to make sure you do your due diligence and get from a dog that is from a cleared health line of Bulldogs. But if you do run into this problem, obviously, that's hindsight and that doesn't do you any good. So, yeah, diet, exercise, happiness, and if you're getting it again, obviously I would definitely change the diet because that diet didn't work, So definitely change it up. I don't have any experience with this because I don't have any dogs that have that, but it is a sucky thing, and definitely diet and exercise. So my 1-year-old house hippo has a typical bulldog behavior of being stubborn, etc. But over the last week, she's been absolutely nightmare, biting, jumping, clothing, charging, barking constantly at everything, biting, chewing, blah, 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 charging at you, pulling on the lead when you walk, all of a sudden acting like this, picture potato. So this sounds like, obviously a badly behaved bulldog, and they're saying that this all suddenly happened. So that could be environmentally some kind of trauma, something's bothering. Maybe you brought another dog in the house, someone did something to your dog. Maybe it could be diet, could be worms, could be all kinds of things that are causing the dog to react. But also too, behavior is environmental. If the dog's misbehaving, it's normally not an all of a sudden thing. So an all of a sudden thing I would be concerned about. But maybe it could be something a new person brought in or anything like that. But at the end of the day, you want to pick a training method and you want to stick to it. Consistency is key. And with bulldogs, me personally, I like to praise on good things, ignore bad things. If they do something very bad, I would something that's sort of like aggressive kind of thing, like they're saying, like the biting, stuff like that. That has to be immediately checked in a my method is a Caesar Milan method, where you flip them over, pin them down, show that you're dominant, so they understand, hey, you're not the boss. You're not going to dictate, what's going to go on here violently. I'm the boss. You listen to me. But it's very important to when you have a dog, and I've said this before, that they understand that you're the alpha, they're below you. That's how dogs work. They work pack system. They function the best and the happiest when they have that system. If this dog thinks it's above you, it will try to bite, it will do all kinds of things, and that's not good. So you have to check that ASAP right away. Maybe bring in a dog trainer, maybe do some training yourself, look up some videos and things like that. Looking for some advice on feeding a puppy, our breeder gave us zero information, instructions, or directions on food and feeding schedules. When she came, she was violently ill for 10 days, so I had her on boiled chicken and rice, and then slowly introduced puppy dog basics, biscuits into the mix, 4 cups worth. So goes on to tell all these things. Is there any caring breeders that are able to give guide and how much I should be feeding Gucci? So, rule number 1, when you get a bulldog, I've said this before, it's not rule number 1, but make sure you get a bulldog from someone that can help you, that's been there, done that, very experienced in all the areas that come with bulldog, and that's also going to be sort of like your mentorship. It's part of why you pick a line of bulldogs, because saying like it's why you pick Chevy. I know Chevy's customer service is good. I'm gonna go with them because they're gonna help me in the future. And same thing with Bulldog and the Bulldog breeder. But that's in the past doesn't help. So with feeding Bulldog and the feeding structure and what you're gonna feed them, I have that all in my videos, and it's very common, so you can subscribe to the page, go check it out. But in short, you want to feed good ingredients, protein, veggies, fruits, nothing with filler, with grains and stuff like that, and rice and peas and all that stuff, not that good. You want to feed wholesome things, but schedule. You should feed the Bulldog 2 or 3 times a day, and you should have your dog on a maintenance program as far as worming and all those things you can get with your vet. But the schedule's on you. And I recommend, me personally, I recommend my dog to fast somewhere between 16 and 24 hours every day. But the schedule is on you. So the dogs are fine. You can feed them at 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. and be done. You can feed the next day at somewhere around there and be done. It doesn't have to be too concrete. So it's relative, common sense, and watch the rest of my videos. You'll get a lot of information on there. I hope this helped you as well too. Leave comments if you have any more questions. Please stay tuned for the rest. This is a story of my life. Scammer alert. I contacted this person because I saw her ad on Facebook for this beautiful puppy. After I asked a few questions and wanted to see the parents, she sent me 3 pictures. If you look at the pictures closely, the white dog's supposed to be the mom, but it's 3 different dogs. When I brought this up to her attention, she tried to convince me otherwise. I will post our conversation. Their Facebook page just started on August 31st, and after trying to convince me that she's only selling it for $800 because her father passed away, and he was the one taking care of them, she had then tried to convince me that it was a reputable breeder, and she's not scamming anyone. Beware. Anyway, I was jumping up on there, but you get this all the time. And I always talk about this. Beware of scammers. Beware of stories about pregnancy, about sickness, about all these things. Like, like at the end of the day, like no matter what's going on, I don't give excuses like that, and a good breeder shouldn't. And then on top of that, there should be full disclosure, full transparency, tons of information, videos, pictures, social medias, all those things. You want to cross-reference these things as much as possible. Call the person, FaceTime. Make sure when you're FaceTiming them, you're talking to the person. You see the words coming out of their mouth. It's not just a picture of a puppy and then they're talking behind the screen, because they could be using a pre-recorded video. So scamming is huge. It's horrible. It's going to get worse with online, with AI. Be very careful. My number is 305-393-2225. You can call me 24/7, FaceTime me, whatever. Hit me up on all my social media networks, Tik, IG, Tube, Face, the book, all those things, everything. And cross-reference all that stuff, and cross-reference anybody that you're interested in getting a puppy from. Do your due diligence. Don't be emotional. Don't be pressured into buying. And that's how they use, like, oh, this puppy's gonna sell right now. It's like, well, if it sells, it's not for you. You know what I mean? So do your due diligence, do your research, and if you ever need help, even if you're not getting from me, hit me up. I'll try to help you. Say, hey, that's probably a scammer. That's not a scammer. You know? And if it looks too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. This is a good one. My big baby tore his ACL, and they are recommending surgery. They also want to open up his airways in his nose while he's under and to help him in his breathing. They warned me that while he is recovering, that he is likely to tear his other one. Advice, please. I'm petrified that he won't come out of surgery if I do this. Great question. So, first and foremost, if you're ever taking your bulldog to a vet, you go to a bulldog-specific vet that understands bulldogs, understands their airways, understands their hearts, understands their breathing, understands how to put the bulldog under anesthesia. It is a specialty. Just like anything in life is a specialty. Bulldogs are a specialty. I'm super adamant on this because I've seen heard so many horror stories and seen it. I have a lot of experience in this situation. At torn ACL, I had a dog tear their ACL. I bought this dog from a breeder that scammed me, lied about him, did things. I loved him anyway. But to get into it, never do surgery unless it's needed. A lot of times the vets are, even if they are bulldog specific, they want money, so they're gonna tell you need all these things even though it's not necessary. So cross-reference, do your due diligence, get another vet's opinion, get other people's opinion, get a breeder's opinion, get a top breeder's opinion, do all that stuff, hit me up. But with the ACL, I had a dog. The dog I sort of got scammed on. I bought him. Older lady lied to me, and it was when I first started. I loved him though. His name was Maverick, and he jumped off a thing probably about this high, went limp in his back leg. Took him in, got ACL surgery. I mean, he had tore his ACL. My vet, who is a bulldog specific vet and amazing, said, "Hey, tore his ACL. I can bring my specialist in that can do the surgery. It's gonna cost, I don't know, maybe $3,500, something like that." And he told me anytime you put a bulldog under, or anytime you put any dog under, it's a risk, 1. He also said there's a huge chance that it doesn't heal, 2, because you can't tell a dog, hey, you just had ACL surgery, relax, you can't do that. And there's a huge chance the other ACL could tear because of it. And he's recommended that I don't do it. He's like, it's not worth the money, and the dog is gonna recover and be fine. It might have a slight limp, but it's better than the latter. Long story short, Maverick was better 4 months later, walking perfect. You could see a little bit, if you look at him very, very, very closely, a little bit atrophy, a little bit less muscle on one hip because he used that one a little bit less. But it grew over time, and yes, he still had a limp, and his ACL was never perfect, but there's humans that don't have ACLs. And the bulldogs are not these, they're not playing football, they're not, mass sprinters, so they can grow the muscles around it to support that leg without the ACL. And I strongly don't recommend getting the ACL surgery from what I've seen, what my doctor recommended, the risks of it and all those things. I don't recommend doing any of those surgeries unless it's a mandatory, like, life-threatening thing, in my opinion, because it's just so, it can go so wrong. So ACL surgery, don't recommend. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you had any experience with this, pros or cons, let me know. Question, at what age would you neuter your bulldog? I'm getting a lot of different answers. Vet said 4 months, friends say 18 months. I want him to be healthy, happy, and least pain. He is 8 months now. Is it okay? I love this question, and this is a very debatable question, and I'm opinionated on it, and I'm a naturalist. If you've been following me a little bit, you understand that I try to be as natural as possible in every single way. I do not believe in neutering a bulldog unless it's necessary, and definitely not 4 months, I think, and it's widely considered by a lot of educated people that it's a scam. They tell you to neuter your dog and spay your dog at 4 months because that's what they want, and they make more money on it. But talk about any animal. Like if you take those organs, which are very fundamental in the growth of that animal at a young age, you you're hindering that animal. Like even health-wise, like they say it's healthier, it's not healthier. It's not. If you neuter a male at a young age, he doesn't grow as strong, doesn't produce testosterone, doesn't have a lot of things that make him a stronger, better, healthier dog, happier dog. Now, if your dog is a problem, lifting the leg, being aggressive, then neuter your dog. But I recommend, just like that person said, 18 months or longer, so the dog can fully develop, get all those things from that organ, and then it's going to be a lot better. Of course, you know, I would rather neuter or spay a dog from at a good home than you giving away the dog because it's not fitting, like, you know, your parameters. But the longer you wait, the better. That's my opinion, and it's backed by facts, by science, and everything else. Here, hey, sound off in the comments. Random Bulldog questions. I love answering them. I love helping out my whole audience. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm gonna be doing this periodically and maybe even every episode. So if you like that whole segment right there, let me know what you think. Tell me yes, and we'll do it more regularly. So we're gonna go give Milkman a walk, or take him for a walk. He loves walks, and we'll talk to Milk, and we'll share some Bulldog knowledge. Let's go get him. Let's go ask him if he wants to go. Where are you, Milk? Oh, I know where you are. Let's go, Milk, come on. Hey, buddy, I know, you pumped for a walk? Let's go. Let's go, come on. Let's go for a walk. Come on, bud. Good job. Let's go, buddy, come on. We go for a walk. Show everyone in the internet how cool you are. Yeah, that is funny, Milkman. You're a funny guy, Milk? Cool thing about Bulldogs is they always want to stay with you, and they're like genetically trained to be like go and walk through. They just stay here. They don't need a leash. Yes, I know, Milkman. I'm telling them though. I can tell them stuff too, right? Yeah. Come on. And then Milkman is obviously, you know, he's super athletic. I know. I'm just telling them that you are. He's super athletic. You know, Florida's 90 degrees now, crazy humidity. Yes, Milk. And he's doing awesome. But it's very important too when you take dogs out. Milkman, can you stop interrupt me? I'm just gonna talk to them, okay? That's all. I'm gonna talk to people. You can do your thing, okay? I know. I love you too. Okay. It's very important when you take your dogs out, especially the Bulldogs, the brachycephalic dogs, that you always watch out if it's too hot for them, for heat strokes, things like that, and everything. Leah, what's up, baby? Let's see. Milkman, look who it is. Look who it is, Milk. Let's go. Leah, come here, baby. Leah, look. Oh, let's go share it. Okay. Leah, look. Milkman, calm down. You see Milkman? Okay, Leah, you can go inside. You wanna go inside, baby? Go inside. Milkman, we're going for a walk. You're not going inside right now. I don't care, Milkman. Let's go. Come on, Milk, come. Come on, let's go. Good boy. Good boy, Milk. Let's go. So I was saying, with brachios, oh man, Milkman, don't move. Don't move, Milk, come on. Don't move. Milk, come on. You were so perfectly looking good. Yes, you always look good, but that looked really good, Milk. Milk, come. Milkman, come. Milkman, come here. Hey, Milk, I'm trying to get a good picture. Okay, stay right there. Can you stay? You gonna stay for me? Remember to stay, okay? All right. Anyway, with brachycephalic dogs, you have to be careful with the heat. And there's not really, Milk, let's go. There's not really, he's not, Milkman, you have to follow me. I know you love Leah. All right, let's go. Come on, Milk, come on. Come on. All right, Leah, you go with mommy. Look, let's go. Yeah, I know, it's hot. So like I was saying, with brachycephalic dogs, they can get hot too easy, especially in this Florida heat. Any dog gets hot. My German Shepherd gets overheats. So, but it's just a common sense kind of thing. Milkman, I know. Stop interrupting me. I love you, and I just need to talk to him, okay? All right. If you see them, overly breathing, especially if you see them throwing up, that's time now to get the dog cool. Not even get them water first, but let them cool down first. When a dog's breathing really hard, you want to let them cool down first. So just wanted to take Milkman out and walk, show him off. He's a real show off. Yes, you are, Milkman. You are definitely a show off. King Escobar's son. Yes, I know, you're your own guy too, but your dad's famous, and we like to show him off as well too. And I think that's all. Milkman, you have anything to say? All right, yep. I know you don't like my grass. That's okay. Let's go back inside. It's real hot, we'll come out later. Milk, let's go. Say bye to everyone. Milk, say bye and be polite. All right, let's go, inside, come on. Good job, buddy. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching the Best Bulls Ranch Season 2, Episode 33. Everything Bulldog related. Let me know what you think in the comments of what we went over. If you have any suggestions, beware of scammers. Contact me on all my other platforms. Follow us on all platforms, please. I love you all. I'm always here for you. Peace.